get services in Florida.
This is a wonderful, wonderful group. I had a wonderful opportunity. I know I spoke about Bob a little while ago, Linda, but there's even a little bit more than that. They have found a way to save the local hospitals down here about 30 to 35% of the cost of durable goods. And they do this just by hard effort and work and shopping and doing the things that we all supposed to do when we run a business, but oftentimes in government it doesn't happen. And it was really interesting a couple of years ago how all this started, because I had a guy from the Department of Corrections come in as we were looking through the budget, because I have to serve on that budget committee, and we're talking about how we could bring down the cost of serving the people in the correction institutions. And after you get past the security guard, about the number 2 or number 3 expense, believe it or not, is healthcare. We have a lot of people in the hospital, in the prison system that need a lot of healthcare. A lot of them senior citizens and stabbings and effing, and just all kinds of general things. And so we were looking at this, and I was asking them some pointed questions about how we could cut their budget and what we could do. And being a business guy myself, I said, you know, what are you doing to cut costs? And he said, we've got this down pat. Well, anytime somebody tells me they got it down pat, they don't need any help, I know they need help. Okay? And so I said, well, you know, let's talk about this health care. And I didn't know anything about it. I got that Bob at the time. And I said, well, like your durable goods, who do you buy them from? And we have another lobbyist up in Tallahassee, Claudia Levant, who was telling me about the cost of adult diapers. And that was the only reason he brought up the subject. So I said, this guy, what are you paying for diapers? The guy said, what? I said, what are y'all paying for diapers? Because I have to know. And he told me it was like double, which he told me they charged for diapers. And the guy kept insisting how good they were. So I said, let's do this differently. I said, I want you to give me a list of the 400 most frequently purchased items that we buy in the Department of Corrections having to do with health care. And I want to know what they cost. And he said, well, Senator, you're wasting your time. He says, we've got a statewide contract. We do real well. So I told him to humor me, just for fun, okay? And he said, yeah, since you're the senator on the budget committee, I'll bet I will humor you. I said, you're right, you will humor me. And so he got me the numbers. And Mike had introduced me by that time to Bob when I told him what I was looking for. And so we sat down the entire list to Bob Simpson down at Leasar. Said, would you price out this exact same basket of goods? We averaged over a 25% savings because of Leasar and what they do. The state of Florida was paying over 25% higher than what Leasar was paying for the exact same bill of goods, with less population to deal with, and it just shows you what you can do when we get government out of the way. And so now we're trying desperately to get Leasar into the state purchasing contract, and wouldn't you know the bureaucrats are fighting me every inch of the way, but we're going to get it done. With that, I would like to introduce my good friend, Bob Simpson, his wonderful wife, Linda, and Scott has come all the way down here to Florida.
Thank you, Senator. Our relationship means an awful lot to me, both personally and professionally. Nobody gets an award like this on their own. I got to thank a lot of people, and some of them are here and some of them are not, but I want to thank the leadership at Lee Memorial and Sarasota Memorial and Central Florida and Huntsville, Alabama, the 4 organizations that own us. I want to thank the boards at those organizations, and some of you are here today because they vote and allow me to do what I do. I want to thank one of the most incredible professional staffs that I've ever had the honor to work with, and that's my Leasar Cooperative Services of the Florida team. You guys stand up and take a round of applause. What these folks have been able to do over the past 10 years is never take the word no as the answer. Never take the pricing we see today as the bottom line value to our hospitals, and always strive to get more value for the community we service and the healthcare providers that care for our community. And that's what we do every single day. And now as I sit here, we build a new $47 million facility here in Lee County. We open 2 new businesses in the next couple of months. We're just starting to touch the tip of the iceberg. But the one thing we've learned, and I want all of you to think about, is to get out of the silo business in public entities and let's work together. Because by working together, we can drive down the cost and maintain the beautiful lifestyle we have here in Southwest Florida. Thank you very much.
Way to go, Don. Woo-hoo.
You know, another opportunity that Bob gave my wife Dee and I, last year we were sitting in Tallahassee, and Bob and Linda had formed a foundation a long time ago in honor of their son, who they had lost several years ago. And they sponsor a surgical team that travels literally around the world, but primarily in South American countries, that they actually do spinal surgery. And they do these medical missions, and they sponsor them a couple of them a year. And we were sitting there, and they would tell us about it. We said, "My God, that sounds exciting." And he said, "Do you want to go?" We said, "What?" He said, "You want to go?" I said, "What will we do?" He said, "We'll put you in scrubs and put you in the operating room." He did, and we did. And I got to tell you, it is the most amazing thing when you meet this group of truly magicians who volunteer their time, volunteer their efforts, and go to these third world countries. And I've got a point of telling you this because the question came up. You volunteer your time. All of the medical supplies are voluntarily given away. Why don't you do that in our country? You know what the sad answer was? That we get sued. We get sued. We can't practice in Appalachia because my surgeon is not licensed in Appalachia. He's licensed in Kansas. He's not licensed in Western Kentucky, but he's licensed in Colorado. And our liability insurance is not going to cover it, even though we're out there doing this from the goodness of our heart and being the Good Samaritan and taking my vacation to go out and help people less fortunate. We can only do it in third world countries because of the liability suits that we face in the state of Florida and other places across the United States. When people say we don't have a problem with tort reform, they are solely misunderstood. When you have people who are just trying to do it from the goodness of their hearts, and we end up having to face lawsuits, there's something wrong with our system. Bob, I want to thank you and Linda for that trip. It was wonderful, and we appreciate everything you guys do.
After the list.